Hello, Jim Roman here, national speaker and business coach, and I wanted to do this special session I would like to call Ranting with Roman. We're going to be talking about, is business being done right now? So this is a special session. A lot of times I'll do coffee with a coach, 2 to 10 minute training, and this is a new segment I like to call Ranting with Roman. Lately, I've been hearing a lot of noise out there that business isn't being done. Oh, poor me, my business has stopped. And I'm not saying that that's not happening for some of you, but for a lot of you, there are things that you can be doing. This morning, I was in a networking meeting and I was doing an educational moment, and I talked about how to reinvent yourself, how to reposition yourself, how to reset your business. And a lot of people are doing that, and it actually is quite inspiring. So I'm going to use this session, what I like to call Ranting with Roman, or I can do Wine with Roman. That's a different session in the future. But I just wanted to share with you that is business being done? The answer flat out is yes, it's being done. Now, that being said, is it more challenging than ever before? Probably. But I think there's an opportunity here more than you normally would have noticed. And so if you will humor me, excuse me, I would like to share those things. Again, this is just a rant. I've been listening to a lot of success stories, and I want to share that. But before I jump into that, I want to revisit one of my other posts that I did recently about the 3 types of businesses that I'm seeing right now. Bear with me. The 3 types of businesses that I am finding is, number 1, those who still have business. You know, business as usual, just in a challenging time. Those are HVAC companies. Those are contractors. People are still using those people on a regular basis. The difference is now we just got to be safe, and we have to use certain protocols with the COVID thing going on right now. The second type of business is something I mentioned in the previous post. Those businesses have slowed down. For example, property managers and realtors. And then the third type of business is that, sad to say that they've just flat out stopped. And those are the people I really, really, really want to talk about today. A little bit about the ones that have slowed down. But I want to talk about how to reinvent or reset or just redo your business. So where do I begin? So let's talk about the successes that are happening right now, and let's talk about successes that have happened during difficult times, different previous plagues and viruses, down economies, 9/11. There are so many success stories of companies who reinvented themselves, reposition themselves, reset themselves in tough times that you would be amazed. For example, 2 businesses we all know prior to this was Uber and Airbnb. Did you know they were formed in 2008 during the Great Recession? Uber and Airbnb. And prior to now, they were crushing it. They came out of a time where it was tough. And they created a model, to be quite honest with you, was different, right? In Uber, what were the odds that you would use your phone, dial an app, request a stranger, and then go for a ride in a stranger? I mean, that was insane, but Uber and Lyft and organizations like that just crushed it. And that, again, was started in 2008. Airbnb, the same thing. I can go on with a lot of other stories. There's a great book out there called Reinvention. That's a book that I came across a year ago. One of my clients had it on his bookshelf. I pulled it out. I was actually working with the retail industry at that time. And back then, over a year ago, the retail would say, oh, Amazon is killing our business. Amazon is killing our business. And that really frustrated me because maybe it is hurting your business, but isn't killing your business. And it was hard to get the retail industry to really look at it in a positive way until I came across an article not too long after I found that book that Amazon, of all companies, was creating a brick and mortar business. They were building a brick and mortar. So they saw the value of having brick and mortar businesses. And interesting enough, when that article came out, a lot of retail people changed their perspective, ultimately changed their mindset to positive, because ultimately it comes down to customer experience. Whether it's online or offline, it all comes back to customer experience. So those are just some simple successes that have happened. I've taken some notes of what's going on today that hopefully you can apply to your business. So I may talk about one industry. It doesn't mean it doesn't apply to your industry. In fact, what I like to offer up to you for a limited time, a free complimentary consultation for anybody who needs to reinvest, reinvent, reset your business because you either slow down or ultimately stopped. I would love to offer you up my services, my mind, on how to retweak, reinvent, reset your business. So please, in the comments below will be, for limited time, my calendar to schedule a 30-minute to 45-minute complimentary consultation where we can apply these principles like Uber did and Airbnb did and other people like that have. Another successes that hopefully you'll be inspired with is the property management industry. So there are two types of life insurance agents, there are two types of realtors, there's two types of property managers. But let's talk about life insurance. When 9/11 hit years ago, I was talking to a life insurance agent. I said, hey, how's it going? And he said, Jim, this is sad, but it's killed my business. 9/11, the terrorist attacks killed my business. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. I felt bad for him. I was like, I didn't think about that. But interesting enough, a week later, I'm talking to a life insurance agent, sort of with the same attitude. I said, hey, how's your business? And he said to me, Jim, it's sad that this happened, but my business has never been better. People looking at their vulnerability, how fragile we are, and they're getting that life and disability insurance they've been putting off for years or longer. And his business was up. And I started to think about what was the difference between the first life insurance agent and the second life insurance agent. Well, the first one happened to be negative most of the time. And the other one was positive most of the time. And I think being positive attracts people, attracts business. And so I don't think that's different then as it is now. And so being positive versus being a victim, negative, and not trying to reinvent your business is going to hurt your business. Another example, going to the property management industry and the real estate industry. So I'm Mr. Positive. Anybody who knows me, I'm pretty positive about everything. And if I'm not positive, I stay in bed. I stay away from people, but I'm pretty positive. So I started calling people around the country in real estate and property management and asking them, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? And again, the people who are positive, reinventing themselves, repositioning themselves, had business, and those who did not, their business was stalled. I remember talking to a realtor up in Richmond, Virginia, Bernice Sims, with Happy New Beginnings, a great realtor. If you're looking for a realtor in the Richmond market, I highly recommend Bernice Sims. She's amazing. But I had to call Bernice. I haven't talked to Bernice in years. I was talking to a friend of mine in North Dakota about real estate, here in Florida where I now live, about real estate. I said, let me call Bernice. I know Bernice is always happy, always doing something creative and innovative. And so I called her. I said, hey, Bernice, how you doing? I think she was thinking, why is Jim Roman calling me? It's been years. And I said, how are you doing? And with a smile, I could hear through the voice, she's doing good. And she's doing business. She's getting more listings. She's closed, I think, 2 contracts to sell homes. Her buyer's agents are busy. And I asked her how she's doing. She said, I'm doing well. Now, she admitted it slowed down, but she still is making things happen. And again, I think it has to do with her being amazing and her being positive. But not only that, she shared with me, she set up a face group, something called Where Can You Find Something? As you probably saw during this pandemic, we couldn't find toilet paper, couldn't find paper towels. So she set up a special Facebook group about how to find stuff. I think it's Neighbors Helping Neighbors. I wrote it down, I forgot to bring it with me. Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and it's a group that is helping neighbors helping neighbors. Now, will she get business out of it? I don't know, but as a realtor wanting to be known in the neighborhood and in the communities, I think that she would rise above the rest. And so that's just an innovative, giving back kind of attitude she has, and a positive attitude that she had. So that if you're not doing this in the real estate business, you're not doing this in the property industry or any industry for that matter, I think you're missing out at this opportunity. As tough as it is, I think there's business to be had. I know it's happening, and it's going to even happen when this is all over. I was on a conference call yesterday about what you could be doing in these difficult times. Vernon Harnish, the founder of Young Entrepreneurs Group, now EO Group, the author of Scaling Up, who happened to be on a conference call. And Vernon was amazing, Vernon was amazing, sharing all the successes that he is talking to his clients, people are sharing with him. For example, Method cleaning products. Method cleaning products, he was sharing a story about how, like any time you would send emails, marketing materials, he pointed out that this is the best time to be calling people because you're more likely to get them on the phone. In fact, somebody asked him the question, what's the best way of the market right now? And he said, pick up the phone. Because again, people are behind their desks, they're at their phones, they're available. And so he shared with us that Method Corporation, the Method cleaning company, did exactly that, made a couple of phone calls, companies they've been trying to get into, got the decision maker that they wanted to reach, that they had it up until that point, and they just order a buttload. I don't know if that's a technical term, but they just ordered a bunch of their products and services with this company. He talked about Timberlake and how they re-engineered their business to be able to go from making shutters for organizations like Disney's to now making other things for the medical industry. And so you can see with my enthusiasm, as I tend to be pretty excited, that there's business to be had. People are doing business, they're being innovative, whether it's doing yoga classes online or associations doing their live events online. I'm a member of a networking group, an international networking group, and we used to meet every single week face-to-face. And now we've been going online using teleconference services like Zoom. And I got to tell you, at first it was like, well, this is going to be weird because I'm used to doing it belly to belly, face to face, to online. And I got to tell you, it's been really cool. To include, our group has, should I tell you this? We have a happy hour 1 day out of the week at 5 o'clock where we get on Zoom with our refreshments. I happen to be drinking water right now. And we just catch up at 5 o'clock at the end of the day for a happy hour. And one of the participants said, hey, I'm new to the group, but I'm getting to see a different side of everybody. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm seeing a different side of everybody. And it's kind of cool to see people in a non-professional type of setting. So what can I leave you with out of today? A couple of thoughts. Again, this is just a rant with Roman. I've never done this before, but I felt led to share this and post this because I think there's business to be had now or business to be had in the future, right? The question is, are you going to be a victim or a victor during these times? And so what I'm finding, there's business to be had, and whether it's now or in the future. So what can you do? Number one, have a positive attitude. Sounds simple, but like the life insurance agent I used as an example, he's being negative, whereas the other life insurance was being positive. I know a sign company who happens to be negative, no longer in business. I know a sign company who happens to be positive right now and is continuing to keep up momentum. Number two is look to reinvent, retweak, reposition your business. If you're struggling with this concept, you're saying to yourself, well, Jim, that's different from me as a event planner or me as a hospitality group. I think there's ways of recreating yourself for that matter. And again, I want to offer you, regardless of what industry you're in, a free complimentary session. The link is below. It'll be there literally for limited time. So I don't know how many people are going to sign up. But I really want to be able to retweak your businesses, reposition your business. And so the point of that is rethink it, reposition it. And again, a great book is called Reinvention. The author is Josh. I can't see his name from on the floor. I should have had it with me. A great book on how Maytag, the washing company, retooled themselves. And there's so many other stories in reinvention from companies in the past and then now in the present. And then finally, collaborate. Vern mentioned this yesterday, collaborate with colleagues. Call them up and say, hey, what are you doing to reinvent yourself? The reason why I'm so excited, to be totally honest, I have been making calls across the country to colleagues, to clients, to people I haven't spoken to in a long time to see what they're doing. And interesting enough, 90%, maybe even 100% are doing something different, whether it's real estate, showing virtual showings, actually going in with FaceTime to show a property, or property managers using softwares, leasing softwares to do self-showings that they used to not do in the past are now looking to implement that kind of technology now. A yoga company who used to do everything at their studio is now doing it online. I can go on and on and on, but I'm only excited. I think the main reason I'm excited, other than that's just who I tend to be, is I've been calling colleagues, clients, and other contacts to find out what they're doing. And I am not participating in the slowing of the economy. I am not participating in the slowing of my business. I am doing things like this, which are outside my comfort zone. Yes, it is. Something I've been wanting to do for so long, to inspire you and encourage you to keep it going. Keep it going, because I know in the end, we all will benefit. So I hope you don't mind me ranting with Roman. Next time, maybe it will be wine with Roman, or don't tune into our coffee with the coaches session. One of those will be coming out soon, very soon, to be honest, where we have guest speakers and I answer your challenging questions. But again, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to encourage you and inspire you to take action. I want you to know that there's business to be had. It's going to be harder, going to be slower, but in the end, you'll be better off if you continue to take that step, one step at a time. Again, I'm Jim Roman, national speaker and business coach. I love to build a better business to help you build a better life. Thank you for joining me. See you on the next time.